Conclusion inevitable.
It was a jump to conclusions, Matt.
My conclusion was that this idea was not a practical deterrent.
My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
In conclusion.
Hello there, folks. Welcome back to In Conclusion, the only movie podcast with a sexually charged hair dyeing scene. I'm Dan O'Keefe, and joining me as always, master of describing the female gaze, it's Anna Otto. How are you, Anna?
Dan, Listen, if you asked me anything about this movie, I could not tell you about a single fight. I know you're about to, but I could not tell you about a single fight. I could not tell you any other plot points other than how hot that hair washing scene was.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by the fact that Matt Damon, delicious man.
Okay.
Delicious man.
Look,
I'm not pleased. I'm sorry.
I don't know how he tastes. I don't tend to
Delicious.
worry about it.
I feel he's soured a bit by the Bitcoin ads and the fact that he was still using the F word, the F slur in 2023.
Mm-hmm.
But
we're not all
we all
perfect.
have our problematic faves. Oh, my problematic fave just happens to be Matt Damon. How are you, Dan?
It's such a low-level problematic fave, because he's not problematic in any, aggressive sense.
This isn't
He's not running up a crime ring.
He could be. We don't know.
That's true.
Just kidding. He's so handsome. I Googled him. He is... If I was to open the dictionary and look up the word DILF...
I was worrying what you were going to be opening.
I'm going to tell you something, and I'm going to need you to hold on with me.
Okay.
You know who I don't find attractive?
Is it related to Matt Damon?
Semi, but not really.
Semi-related.
In the sense that they're both white.
Okay. Tony Evers, Wisconsin governor.
Oh, poor Tony. No, not Tony Evers. Mark Wahlberg.
Okay.
But for some reason, when I see Matt Damon, I really crave Wahlburgers. I literally could drive to Brookfield right now.
That is... Wow, okay.
Give me that Jenny's chicken sandwich. They got a dope patty melt.
I went into Wahlburgers once, and I was like, this is a sit-down place? Ugh. And then I left.
I love Wahlburgers.
I'm ordering a hamburger.
So
I don't need to be waited upon. I want them to throw it at me in a greasy bag and then throw me out the door.
No. I want them to wait on me hand and foot. And I want to be looking at pictures of the entire Wahlberg family, and I want to be watching professional cornhole. I want that all to be happening at the same time. And you know where that happens?
Wahlburgers?
Wahlburgers.
Professional cornhole is just a sign of society's downfall.
I'm just going to say one more thing about how much I love Wahlburgers.
Okay.
My mom I'm so sorry. I am a 27-year-old who still gets Christmas stockings, and one year I opened my Christmas stocking, and then there was a bottle of the Wahlburgers special sauce in there.
Welcome to the last episode of In Conclusion.
I'm so sorry.
This whole podcast has been trying to get Anna to confess to things.
Back to it, Matt Damon's fine as hell.
He is.
Who did you think was the hottest in this movie, Dan?
Matt Damon, obviously.
Thank you. Good.
I mean, I have a soft spot for Clive Owen. Chris Cooper. Everyone's
This is a Matt
hot.
Damon only space.
Everyone's
Period.
hot. Brian
this
Cox.
Is a very
I thought
sexy
Brian
movie.
Cox was the hottest person in the movie.
That's a really unfortunate last name.
You don't know who Brian Cox is, I'm gathering.
No, I
He's
don't.
the guy with white hair.
Okay.
And at the CIA. He's in Succession now.
Oh, there it is. I don't watch that show. I'm
No,
sorry,
but you watched
everyone.
this movie.
I did. But I'm forgetful of faces.
I didn't even
Yeah,
tell you his
I had-
face. I just told you his hair.
I had eyes. I had eyes for one man.
Yeah.
And his name
Say it.
was Jason Bourne.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
It's Jason Bourne.
the movie we're talking about today is The Bourne Identity. The first of the Bourne trilogy. There are 5. I don't care. We're only talking about the first 3.
Dan, a nightmare. I just Googled Matt Damon, and his next upcoming movie is Oppenheimer. This is a horror film. My life is a nightmare.
And you know his most recent movie is Air, the one about the shoes.
Oh, I'm going to see that one. It actually looks pretty good.
It's gotten good reviews. Bourne Identity, directed by Doug Liman, written by Tony Gilroy and William Blake Herron, best known for his contributions to the script for The Bourne Identity. Based on the novel The Bourne Identity by Robert Ludlum, starring Matt Damon, Franca Potente, Chris Cooper, Clive Owen, Brian Cox, and Adewale Akinoye Agab. Oh, I was so good. I was doing so well. Adewale
I can't help
Akinoye Agbaje. I'm going
I'm horrible
with
with words and names, so I'm just going to sit here with my pictures of Matt Damon and carry on.
that. Cinematography by Oliver Wood. Music by John Powell. He replaced Carter Burwell, who was originally brought in to do the score. Carter Burwell has now been nominated for 3 Oscars for his scores, including The Banshees of
Damn.
Inisherin.
Ugh, I'm out.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, but let's revisit the conversation we had earlier. Just because it's a good movie doesn't mean that I'm going to have a great time.
That's true. That's true. We did talk about that. Released on
Oppenheimer.
on June 14th, 2002, with a budget of $60 million. It made $214 million at the box office. And on Rotten Tomatoes, 84% approval rating. Expertly blending genre formula with bursts of unexpected wit, The Bourne Identity is an action thriller that delivers, and then some.
Gage's dad apparently really loves these movies.
Okay.
I never had seen them. I know moms also tend to love them because of the aforementioned Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
I almost said Jason Bateman, who I also think is hot. I don't know where that came from. I'm apparently thinking of all the middle-aged men that I'm attracted to today. Again, not attracted to Mark Wahlberg. Am attracted to Wahlburgers. Yeah, I'd never seen these before, but obviously they're memeable.
Yes.
So
I can't tell you the first time that I saw this. It was
Really?
definitely
That's
on
so-
TV. I think it was.
that's so inherently male of you.
Well, thank you. I am. If I'm one thing, I am inherently male.
I feel like that's a rite of passage for all male identifying people.
Is not
Must
being able to
watch
tell
the
them
Bourne
what,
trilogy.
when they saw the Bourne. It was probably in 2007. It was probably on TNT. The reason I think it was 2007 is because that's when the third one came out, and I remember there was a big to do about it. I remember I watched it.
I remember a
and I
to-do.
loved it.
Yeah, that's so masculine of you.
Yes, I'm sorry. What did you remember and love? You were literally
I don't know,
just
could
saying
be-
it.
Could be literally anything. I'm so sorry to everyone. Anyway,
If you hear a dog toy squeaking in the background, also
yeah,
that's
I'm so-
Anna. In between talking,
me.
she chews on a dog toy because her lips always need to be moving.
I do. No, Jester is up my butt today. She was just outside with Gage, and she decided to come back in and, well, chew on her beaver, for lack of a better term.
I'm sorry,
because
she's
that is
doing
what
what
she
now?
is chewing on. She's chewing on her beaver.
Wow, she's
Chewing on
flexible.
Her stuffed beaver. Yeah. I brushed her today. She's looking especially shiny.
Good for her.
Sorry, especially.
Yeah,
I probably made
especially?
you cringe. I know.
I was gonna breeze over it, but no, that's a punishable. That's punishable.
I could feel your resentment.
Because it's not a word. Where's the X coming from?
My heart.
Ugh. bad.
Anywho, back to the movie.
The,
Oh, Lord.
the play
Dan.
at hand, The Bourne Identity. Fun fact, released on the same weekend as Scooby-Doo.
Which one? The live action one?
2002's Scooby-Doo.
Wow. Classics for adults and children.
I definitely also... So I actually own this movie on Blu-ray. I have the whole trilogy
That's so
on Blu-ray.
masculine of you.
Yeah.
That's so masculine. Oh my God. It's giving cis white male.
Well, I don't think cis white males really give. I think it's more taking.
It's taking. True.
But yeah, I remember watching it. I remember really liking it. I think half the reason I really like it is because it's set in the wintertime and there's snow on the ground in a lot of scenes. And any movie where there's snow on the ground, I'm always way more in. I'm so in.
Oh my God, you're such a weenie. All right, Dan.
Yeah.
I should have expected it.
This was the first time that I've seen this in a few years. And I don't know. I didn't like it as much as I thought that I did. That's not to say that I didn't like it. I still like it a lot, but I was like, a lot of this music choice is interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it was everything I thought it would be. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm. That sounds like you did not have high hopes for it.
No, I literally was just hoping to see Matt Damon, and I did have that hope met.
He was in chunky cable sweaters.
It was giving.
Uh-huh.
Did I not say last time that sweaters are part of the female gaze?
You did. That's true.
Period. No, this movie, I feel like everybody has to see it at least once.
Okay. That makes it sound like a homework assignment.
No. I just mean like it's ingrained. Like you think of action movies. It's not James Bond, okay? Obviously.
No, but this set the stage for what James Bond became.
Are you being sarcastic?
No, I'm 100% serious. Casino Royale was directly inspired by this trilogy.
Shut up.
No, because you couldn't make a silly spy movie like they were doing before because you had a spy movie like Bourne that was, everybody's like, I'll just watch Bourne because it's better in every way.
Whoa. Oh, better than James Bond.
Better than Die Another
Matt
Day.
Damon's head just grew.
He can hear me.
Shook. I hope he can. Hi, Matt.
He lives in my building. He lives beneath me and listens to Taylor Swift very loudly.
Yeah. Oh God. Sounds like you got somebody sad who lives underneath you.
No, I don't think they're very sad. They listen to music loudly a lot, and normally I love it. I love.
Oh, okay.
Because they're just playing music. They're just living life. It's
Just
whatever.
making sure. You know. Wow. I wish you were my upstairs neighbor.
Yeah, your upstairs neighbor sucks.
I can't even talk. I can't even laugh without them being like, you're being disruptive of my peace.
Have they complained again to your landlord?
No, they've been living in silence, and so have we. They were hammering something today.
Ooh, you should complain to your landlord about that.
I thought about it. I had my
peace.
thumb over the... I was like, I'm trying to watch The Mandalorian. Lizzo's on my screen right now. Don't disrupt me.
What would you call a woman who is part of the family that designed the car from Back to the Future and also a member of the Star Wars franchise?
I'm not saying a Mandalorian for you and your enjoyment.
But you did. You said it. You said it. Anyway, the Bourne Identity.
Mm-hmm.
It's
no neighbors in this movie.
No neighbors? Oh, correct.
Yeah, no neighbors.
Well, there was one, and then she gets shot in the head. So.
It happens.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Oh, that's not what I meant. Oops. That was not a threat. Sorry, that was just a bad joke.
When you're playing this at the trial, go to this timestamp.
Ooh.
Anyway, we're in the
That was a
Mediterranean
joke.
Sea, and Italian fishermen, they pull this cute boy with bullet holes in his back out of
I would
the
be like,
sea.
Catch of the century, my dudes. We did it.
They sew him up.
We did it, boys.
He has a projector in his hip.
I hated that. It gave me the ick immediately when they started digging in his holes, for lack of a better term. The ick was
I thought
had.
you would have loved it when they dug in his holes.
No, I
You didn't place
like
yourself
that.
in there?
No, those aren't the holes we want to be digging in, you know?
We?
Yeah, it's a group venture. Everybody join in as long as it's consensual.
Okay. So this person that they find, he has amnesia, no idea who he is, but he's got mad fighting skills, fluent in a bunch of languages, can tie knots. Look at him.
Period.
The perfect man.
Me too.
He's very talented.
Feminine gaze.
You can tie knots.
I can tie one knot.
That's not. You can tie knot. Mm-hmm. So not knots.
No.
Yes, judge again. This is where you want to be listening. So it's a safe deposit box number in Zurich that they find in his hip, and they go to Zurich, and immediately I'm like, I love the look of this movie. It's never sunny.
Immediately.
It's always wet and
immediately-
never sunny.
Ew, God, that sounds awful.
What? It looks good on film.
I know, but ick. It's just so gloomy. Okay, let's pause. I was confused 2 seconds in.
That doesn't surprise
How
me.
did we know that we're suddenly having to go to Germany? We're just flying over details.
Yeah. What do you mean?
I'm not good at Listen, I'm not good at movies that you have to pay close attention to.
Here's the thing. You don't need to. Just be like, okay. Just let it wash over you. Just roll with it.
I feel like Anna and I would have the same experience watching this movie, and that is confusion, even though we know the answers because this movie's been around forever.
It's 21 years old. But also,
Yeah.
you don't need to... I don't know. Like, I get being confused at movies, but also, whatever happens, happens. If it makes sense... My whole thought process is if it makes sense to the movie, it makes sense to me.
Fine, I'll allow it.
Okay, good. Anyway, we're in Zurich. He's sleeping on a bench.
Mm-hmm.
He knocks out some cops who try to arrest him. He's terrified of his own power.
Craziness. I would be too if I suddenly just could start beating people up. I'd be so scared. I'd be like, why is this happening? I'm literally scared of blood, and now I'm making other people bleed? Absolutely not.
Not that you're hurting him, but just seeing the blood.
Oh, yeah, and I'm hurting him, I guess.
Yeah, you guess. So he goes to the bank. In the deposit box, he's got a bunch of money, a bunch of passport, IDs, handgun.
Yeah, I hated that. I'd be screaming. I'd be like, what the... Well, the parts of the movie where he's like, I don't know who I am. And he's like, crying in the club.
Okay.
Sorry, sometimes when he was being soft in this movie, I just needed to cry for an extended period of time.
I feel like you and I watched different movies. Like, you watched a TikTok, like, sad boy montage of him. Like, oh, look at this soft boy. Look at him with
There
his
was like
feelings.
some fighting. There was some like
Yeah, because he's a protector.
punching.
Soft boy, but he's a protector. Okay, you need to calm down.
I gotta go. I gotta go. I don't even like that. Like, if Gage started punching people, I'd be like, absolutely not, repulsive, foul. But I'm watching this movie and I'm like, whew. I gotta fan myself. Matt Damon.
Mr.
Looking good.
Beauregard, I do declare, punch another
Mr.
man
Damon. Mr. Damon.
for me. Oh, I'll be the dame in.
Wink.
Thank you. So he starts using the name on his American passport. Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne.
This movie.
He starts when he leaves the bank. He thinks that he's being chased and followed. So he runs and hides. But the head of the bank calls Operation Treadstone, a CIA black ops program. And they contact Chris Cooper, and then he sends 3 agents to kill him. Castle, Mannheim, and the Professor.
Were you also disappointed that those weren't the words that you have to say to make these people like wake up? Because I thought they were sleeper agents, and Gage said they're not sleeper agents; they're just regular agents.
No,
and I said, "Boo!"
They're just super trained. The dude talks about it at the end when he's dying. Clive Owen.
I know, but I really desperately wanted them to be like, Professor, and the guy like he powers up and he starts just like fighting everyone.
That's way too common. What if he walked past a campus? He just hears somebody say Professor, he starts swinging at undergrads.
No. Okay, I guess maybe his code word would have to be like one of those things like pancake.
Oh, he walks past a diner and starts swinging at waitresses?
No, you do like a string of words nobody would ever say together, like pancake, ears, medicine, stingray, and then...
Okay, so he walks past
up.
my combination ENT, diner, and...
Animal
aquarium?
No, yes.
He starts fighting fish.
Yes, this is for my boy Steve Irwin. Just kidding. Don't punch stingrays. They're majestic. Okay, I love them. I think they're so cool. They look like raviolis.
I tend to not place myself in situations where I have the opportunity to punch a stingray.
Good. There's in Discovery World in Milwaukee, there's a stingray section, and we went there with our Gage's family and our nephew, and his family was like, oh, this is cool, but I was by the stingrays being like an absolute child. I was like, I'm gonna touch one, and Gage is like trying to pull my sleeves up so they don't get wet, and I was like sticking my arms into the water. I love stingrays.
I'm gonna kiss it. I'm gonna put my mouth.
Literally. Oh, what's that sharp thing on its tail?
Oh, I'm gonna put that in my mouth.
No. God. There was a mermaid. It was magical. Anyway.
What?
I wanted them to be... There was a mermaid swimming with some of the fish. I made Gage stay for the mermaid show. Everybody else walked to the next exhibit. I said, we are not leaving till I see the mermaid. You seem surprised.
I'm offended.
By the mermaid?
Yeah, you're not an animal.
No, but
mermaids
was
aren't real.
With the fish. She was very real. I saw her with my own 2 eyes.
Okay, here's my issue. I don't if I go to an aquarium, which I don't want people. I'm not going there to see tricks. I'm there to see the animals. Let the animals do their thing.
You didn't even see people. You saw a mermaid.
A mermaid is a person with dumb shoes on.
Wow, the disrespect.
An ill-fitting dress.
I thought she was really cool. I want to be a mermaid.
Okay, so the deputy director of the CIA contacts Conklin about an assassination attempt that failed against an exiled African dictator named Wombosi. The CIA deputy director is Brian Cox.
Don't sit here and tell me that you didn't feel sad when you saw why the assassination attempt failed. I was sobbing.
Yeah,
I was
because
crying
of his
in the
kids.
Club. My eyes, yeah.
Good reason.
And there were like a million. Crying, full crying.
So Jason Bourne tries to hide from the Swiss police using his passport to enter the consulate, but when he gets in there, he is being pursued by Marine guards. And he runs and he fights and he hides. He does that a lot.
Yeah.
Also,
he hides a lot.
In the consulate is Marie, who is trying to get a passport, do something. I'm not totally sure what she's trying to do. She's dealing with bureaucracy. But
she's
she doesn't
doing her own thing. She's from Germany, isn't she? Yeah.
She is. She doesn't get what she's looking for, so as she's leaving, Bourne comes up to her and offers her $20,000 to drive him to Paris.
The way I would have still said no.
I would have been like, double it and give it to the next person.
No! Those videos really stress me out.
I only see parody versions of them. I never see the actual ones on the talk.
Oh, I see the real ones and I'm like, how did I get here? This isn't what I want.
So he's going to Paris because it's an address that he apparently lives at. And they drive through the night and connect. And he talks about how he doesn't remember anything, but he can tell who would have a gun, who is who weighs what, who knows how to carry themselves.
Yeah, when he's talking about how he knows where the best place to find a gun would be if he needed one in an emergency, that had me shook. I was like, it just was scary because like that's kind of real. Like, he's probably right. If I was in trouble and I was at a restaurant, I just run out of the parking lot, break into a pickup truck. There's probably a gun. It might be a rifle because this is Wisconsin, but we'll make it work.
You know, if I was in trouble, I would run out of a restaurant and then keep running.
That's fair. I would also keep running.
I have like a negative fight or flight response. It's all flight.
Amen. Mine is too. Well, you know how I'm scared of like when I go to the movies and there's just like a strange man in front of me?
Yeah, you're
or by me.
Yeah, my kind. Men who go to the movies alone.
Gage and I saw a movie over the weekend, and this guy just sat down right in front of us in the middle of the movie, and I was like, okay, he's going to murder us. And so I was thinking of all the ways that I could protect myself. The one I could think of the most was beg him to not hurt me, and then if he still points a gun at me, kick it out of his hands, and then run.
I think the begging is too much. You just got to do the kick.
That's what all these horrible things have done to my psyche, and I'm not even directly connected.
Here's what you need to do. Get in before anything starts turning south. When he sits down in front of you, kick him in the head.
I thought about it, but I was like, Anna, he's probably not going to do anything. He's probably a normal guy, and I was like, kick him.
Let the intrusive thoughts win.
Literally, they were about to. I was thinking about it. My left foot was getting closer to his head with each second.
So when they get to Paris, Bourne, he gets led into his hotel by a nice, wonderful woman who lives there, and I'm sure nothing's going to happen to her. She's definitely not going to get shot in the head.
I'm sobbing. I'm fucking crying. Rip, queen.
He goes into his very beautiful, empty Paris apartment. It's not actually empty. It has a bunch of very stylish 2002 era furniture in there. And
yeah, it's kind of giving. It looks like somewhere a single man lives.
Sure.
You didn't think so?
Well, it looks like a very, somewhere a single man who has his life together lives.
Yeah, he had a job.
Because the other option is a folding chair in front of a TV. Like a camping chair.
No. No bed frame.
No bed frame.
Just the mattress.
Mattress on the ground in the corner.
When I first started dating Gage, I went to his apartment for the first time, and he's like, "Why are you acting surprised?" I was like, "'Cause you have furniture."
I was still living in the dorms at this point, but my sophomore year, a lot of our like tables were just cardboard boxes.
No.
What? They worked.
I went in your dorm your sophomore year.
I don't think you did. Barely. I never invited people over. Anna only went in there once.
Oh, that was your freshman year. Yeah, you're right. Mm-hmm. Because you would always just come up to the other room. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, anyway.
I'm glad that you're listening to this. I'm glad that you, the listener, is hearing this interaction. It's important.
Mm-hmm. It is important.
Anyway, John Michael Caine, another one of the names on his passport, was at this hotel and died 2 weeks earlier in a car crash. And then, guess who jumps in? A blonde-haired man.
The way I screamed, that was a jump scare.
That was a jump scare. He flies in through the window.
Oh, my God. When he was walking around the apartment, he's holding this big, scary knife. I was shitting myself. I thought for sure that his little girlfriend was about to be murdered.
That's what it seemed like they were building up to, because like he can't have any loose ends.
Yeah, my pants, consider them pooped.
Okay, consider them.
I was scared. Consider them pooped.
So they capture him, they knock him down, and instead of allowing himself to be interrogated, Castle jumps out the window and dies. which is kind of darkly funny because he just throws himself out, and then you hear a car crash underneath.
That is giving sleeper agent energy. What sane person would do that? But also, what do I know about anything? I wouldn't be in this situation in the first place.
Yeah, neither of us are or were sleeper agents. Cobra, Raptor, desk chair, potato famine.
Ooh, that was me transforming. I'm punching people right now. Do you see me punching?
So while they're going through all of his stuff, they find a wanted poster of her and Bourne, because now they're international criminals. Who isn't?
It's
Who
fine.
isn't? Then there's
Who
a
hasn't
big old
had their fair share of international crimes.
Yeah, there's a big old car chase through Paris that's very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Describing it doesn't do it justice. Just watch it. It doesn't make any logistical sense through Paris because none of the streets that they're on are really close to each other. But, it's a car chase. But then it's Anna's climax of the movie.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Wow.
They spend the night at a hotel.
Oh, my God. This scene had me begging for more.
You want...
Because Matt Damon's like, oh, if you're going to stay with me, we got to cut and dye your hair. And she's like, oh, okay. And it cuts to the scene where he's sensually rinsing out her hair.
Mm-hmm. You want the Skinamax version of this, the softcore porn.
This was softcore porn. He's rinsing her hair, and I said to Gage, I looked him dead in the eye. I said, if they don't kiss, I'm turning this movie off. And they did. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm literally drooling. I gotta chill out. Pause. Okay. I'll tell you that off the record.
What? Okay. No, you can't bring it up.
No, it's TMI. It's so TMI.
Anna is fanning herself right now.
I'm literally on my period. You cannot blame me for the way I'm acting.
I can.
I'm feral. It was so hot, Dan. I literally texted you as I was watching it.
You did.
That's how hot it was.
You did.
Because when he was running his fingers through her hair, I was like, if they don't fuck right now, I'm going to travel back in time and have a talking to the production team. Because
I'm jumping into this
too
movie.
Much.
Start fucking.
Oh my God. Literally, kiss. Taking a stick, do something. This was the whole movie for me. The rest of the movie is a blur.
Yeah. Anyway, then Wombosi gets assassinated by Clive Owen.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Sad.
Bourne, trying to figure out who he was, he goes to a yacht distributor and finds out about the failed assassination attempt on the yacht and that the assassin was shot in the back during the escape, and he realizes he was responsible for the attempt. And then
The way we all gasped, even though it was kind of obvious.
yeah, it was very obvious. It's not really a secret. And then as Jason Bourne is trying not to be tracked, escaped, he gets in contact with the CIA, and then they take refuge at a French countryside home of Marie's friend
Gorgeous.
Eamon.
I literally did not love the way that Jason walked up to the door and just slammed it open. I was like,
Yeah, she was looking for
"That's a
keys, and he
little
just kicked it open.
disrespectful." Yes.
It's a barn. Replace it. This
I found pictures from the haircut scene.
This whole
What?
sequence. Okay, get over it. Grow up.
Never.
The whole sequence at the farm is my favorite part of the movie.
I liked that house. I wanted to live there.
Okay, different thoughts.
I did also enjoy the farm scene. I thought it was very high stakes because bringing the kids into it just added a certain je ne sais quoi that I really enjoyed.
More movies need to up the stakes, not by being like, oh, it's the end of the world. Nah, just bring a kid in mortal danger. There are real stakes there. End of the world, whatever. Everyone dies. One kid, you got to live with that.
Literally. It's like, have you ever seen In Bruges?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Period.
whole plot of In Bruges.
Period.
Love
In Bruges.
At the farm, Conklin finds Bourne and sends the professor to kill him. They have Eamon and the kids leave. They're fine. The dog is dead,
a sweater. I hated that. I literally screaming, crying, throwing up. No amount of haircut scenes could make that better for me.
You shouldn't watch Terminator 2 then.
Or John Wick. Can't do it.
Well, actually, you might live vicariously through John Wick. Because the whole thing is he's getting revenge for them killing his dog.
As he should. If anybody laid a finger on Jester, I would sleeper agent on them.
Your activation words: dog piss, bed.
Poopy outside.
So the professor, after he and Bourne have a fight, they have a nice little chat. Look at us. Look at what they made you give. The arc words.
I'm shaking my head.
And then Bourne sends Marie and Eamon them all away.
Sad. Hated it.
Gets in contact with Conklin. They agree to meet in Paris. When Bourne sees that Conklin is not alone, he abandons and puts a tracking device on their car, leading him to the safe house in Paris.
I mean, that's fair. I don't know why he expected that they would actually send him alone.
Yeah, they should have had a better way to be clandestine about it.
Yeah.
But there's no way they were
that
sending
I thought
him
was
alone.
kind of... I thought that was hokey.
I mean, I get it.
Like, obviously he's not going to come alone.
No, but also, as we see through the entire movie, all the CIA stuff, they're so frazzled. They're so
That's
just like
true.
flying by the seat of their pants.
I was like, I couldn't work there. I'd be stressed. I would be anxious all the time. And I'm already anxious all the time.
Hey guys, I'm going to take a coffee run and be out of the office for a few hours while y'all deal with your shit.
I could not have a single drop of caffeine in that office. I would vibrate out of my chair.
So he breaks into the Treadstone safe house and then holds everybody at gunpoint. And then Conklin tells Bourne that he is a sleeper agent, tells him to remember his past. He remembers his assassination attempt on Wombosi and why it didn't work. Because his kids were there.
That was really sad. I mean, I don't think he's the actual quote unquote villain of the movie, but seeing this guy who's so evil, quote unquote, with all his kids.
He is absolutely not the villain of the movie. What?
No, but well, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
Chris Cooper's the villain.
Yes, but I'm saying like they're trying to kill him, so he's like bad.
Sure.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, not just in the movie. I'm talking about big picture.
Okay.
I'm talking real life, Dan. No, but I'm thinking like it humanizes the quote unquote mutual villain that they would have had.
Yeah.
And it says a lot about Jason that he couldn't kill because there were children there. Like, it speaks to
his moral character,
his
being,
moral
his fiber.
compass. Yeah. I mean, I personally can't kill anyway.
Oh, I thought you were going to go the other way with that sentence.
Personally, killing people 24/7. Just
Personally,
kidding.
I would have followed my orders.
Oh, absolutely not. I wouldn't make it one day as a hitman. Are you kidding me?
No,
100%.
100%.
Agent, they'd be like, she saw one needle and threw up.
And then one of her targets had a dog, and she befriended the dog.
Literally, she took the dog and didn't kill anybody. So,
after figuring all this out, Bourne says that he's resigning from Treadstone. Don't follow me. Agents descend on the safe house. He fights his way through. He uses a body and surfs it through the sky, through the staircase of the safe house. Yeah, don't say that you want him to surf your body through the sky.
I don't. No, I'm not going to say anything. Don't worry. I'll hold it in. I fangirled over the part I was going to fangirl over. Don't worry.
And then after he leaves, we have a scene of someone in a trench coat walking down a street as an assassin sits in the car. And we think that it is Jason Bourne, but no, it's Chris Cooper, and he gets assassinated by the CIA. It's a twist. What a twist.
Twist. I was twisted.
Treadstone gets shut down. There's a new program called Blackbriar that the CIA is working on. And then we go to Mykonos, where Marie is renting out scooters to tourists. And the two of them kiss.
Oh, the way that ending looped me back in. I was like, wow, wait, pause. Let's continue this arc. Let's move forward with this. In the Mykonos, wearing a cable knit sweater for some reason, even though I assumed Greece was warm.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's his thing. He's got to wear the sweater.
Period. Sweaters are so sexy.
And then Moby's music starts playing and the movie ends.
We did it.
We did it. That's the Bourne Identity.
Dan, what was your favorite part of the movie, since we know what my favorite part was?
Yeah, horn dog. I think the whole third act. From the time they get to the farm through the end, I love that. I think that the first two acts kind of get lost in themselves a little bit, especially the second one, where it's just like things are happening for a reason. They don't kind of need to be happening. It doesn't really slow down a little bit, but it meanders. Takes a curving path, but then things really pick up near the end, and explosions in the winter snow, a gunfight in the snow. That's my
You're thriving.
softcore porn.
Did you have to fan yourself?
I did.
Yeah.
I went and stuck my head in the freezer to feel like I was there.
That makes sense.
So outside of the horny ones, what was your favorite part? Or any other thoughts?
I did like when he opened the briefcase and he was figuring out who he was, because even though we knew, because this movie's older than Sin, I loved
21 years old. It's not older than Sin.
Geriatric, decrepit, been here since the dinosaurs. No, I just love a good, seeing what it kind of I literally said to Gage, it reminded me of the scene in Harry Potter where he goes to Gringotts and finds out he's rich.
Oh my lord.
I don't know why, but I really enjoyed that scene where he was looking at all the stuff in his briefcase and I don't know. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That was probably my favorite. And the scene, I know it was the scene in Paris where they're hanging out and then Jason Bourne suddenly realizes that he's not alone and the guy comes in through the window. I love a good jump.
That is a good jump. That's a horror movie scene. Because he's walking around with a knife too.
My pearls were clutched. I loved it.
There was some beef on sale, so I made beef for steak sandwiches. Delicious.
Yeah.
But to cut it, I was using a big carving knife, and I was like, I feel like killing somebody. I feel like this would be a good. It's a good stabbing knife. I don't actually want to kill anyone.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Doesn't it make you? Yeah, it makes you feel powerful. I was cutting up a jalapeno with one of those the other night, and Gage was like, "Why'd you take the biggest knife that we have to cut up one vegetable?" And I was like, "Because I feel powerful."
You pointed at him. Ask me again.
Literally, I was like, "Not only will it hurt, it'll spice you."
I do have some trivia.
I'm ready. Let's hear it.
So Matt Damon was surprised when he was offered the role of Bourne, because in the book, it's a much older man. But the director said he didn't want to do James Bond. He saw it as a European La Femme Nikita.
Oh, I don't know what that means. Isn't La Femme mean woman?
Yeah, it's like femme fatale, and then Nikita's an assassin.
Thank you.
Clive Owen, 3 minutes of screen time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. That's it.
But he's the villain.
That's Chris Cooper.
Oh my God.
Clive Owen's
you're right. Clive Owen's the guy
assassin.
in the bushes. Sorry,
Yes.
my bad. I got confused. I know he's the one with the. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Too many C's. I got confused.
Of the main cast, 2 of them are Academy Award winners.
Matt Damon.
Mm-hmm. But Matt Damon does not have an acting Oscar.
No, they're both writing.
He won an Oscar for Good Will Hunting.
Yeah. Oh, wait, why did I say 2?
Or actually,
I'm
he
an
does
idiot.
have 2 because... Oh, no, he didn't. Never mind. He only has 1.
He's been
are you
nominated
considering
for other stuff.
Yes, he's been nominated for others. Are you considering Ben Affleck to be also him, and that's how he has 2 Oscars?
Yeah, I think so. I forgot about Ben Affleck again. When I tell people that I forget about Ben Affleck and I couldn't pick him out off the street, they look at me like I'm crazy. Now I definitely think I could pick him up off the street because,
Yes.
you know, he's in my vernacular. I assume he's going to be with J-Lo if I'm going to be seeing him anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Or at a Dunkin' Donuts.
Because they're from Boston?
He loves Dunkin' Donuts.
I have no issue with Dunkin' Donuts. I just prefer Krispy Kreme.
Interesting.
And I like Starbucks coffee better.
Okay, the other actor who won an Oscar is Chris Cooper.
Oh, for what?
For adaptation.
Never heard of her.
It is a movie about adapting a book called The Orchid Thief, starring Nicolas Cage and Meryl Streep.
Is it about someone who actually steals orchids? Because I listened to a really interesting podcast about that once.
Is the person who steals orchids named John LaRoche?
That sounds familiar.
So the book is called The Orchid Thief. The movie is called Adaptation. It's like a meta adaptation of the book The Orchid Thief, which is about John LaRoche.
Oh my God, this sounds wonderful.
You should watch it. It's a good movie.
I think I'm going to have to.
I don't think it would be good to cover for the podcast because it would be a 4-hour episode. It's not that long of a movie.
No. We just have a lot to say.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So the director wanted the camera operator to be late moving the camera. So the camera operator was not allowed to watch rehearsals. So he had no idea who would be speaking. He just kind of had to find them.
Oh God, if I was the camera operator, do you know how stressed out I would be?
Yeah, you would be so...
I'd be
I
like,
love that
"Please."
idea, though.
One time in high school, I was a camera operator for something, and I missed a couple cues because this is my first time ever, and I was so stressed out I cried. So I don't think that's for me.
The movie was originally scheduled to be released on September 7th, 2001.
Ooh.
But then they totally reshot the ending, so they pushed it back to May of 2002. And it was then pushed back 2 weeks later because Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron, starring the voice of Matt Damon, was being released.
Oh,
It didn't
that was
want to
Matt
compete.
Damon?
Yeah.
Everybody's attracted to that freaking horse.
Yeah, everybody's horny for that horse.
And then I sit here and talk about one haircut scene and I'm being ostracized and crucified?
Yes.
I don't think so, Tim. I didn't remember that was Matt Damon, but
That's
maybe it's
Matt
because I wasn't
Damon.
really a horse girl, so I didn't really care about Spirit.
Do you want to know who was offered the role of Jason Bourne or considered?
Sure, let me hear him, even though Matt Damon's obviously the right choice.
Brad Pitt,
Okay.
Russell Crowe, Tom Cruise, Matthew McConaughey, and then Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sylvester Stallone.
I can picture all of them.
I can't picture Schwarzenegger or Stallone.
I can picture them playing a slightly older one.
Yeah.
Like, not the same level as Matt Damon, but I can definitely picture them as, like, that older version, similar to the book.
Mm-hmm. So, Marie, played by Franca Potent, who was most known for Run Lola Run, where she was Lola, was originally written as an American girl, and the role was offered to Lauryn Hill from Sister Act 2 and The Musician.
Oh, okay.
It was also offered to Sarah Polley, who recently won an Oscar for writing Women Talking.
Good for her.
And she was a child actress playing Ramona from Ramona and Beezus. And that's all the trivia I have. Anna, would this movie be better, worse, or the same with Jonathan Taylor Thomas as Jason Bourne?
There's no room for him. It's too late. My
Your love
My
is
boy.
with Matt Damon.
Today, it's Matt Damon. Oh, problematic fave. He's so handsome.
Again, not that problematic.
He just does some things that I'm like, oh, the fact that you're from Boston is really
He's a
showing
50-year-old
right now.
guy from Boston. Of course he does.
So sometimes I'm like, Matt, did you think this through? Cryptocurrency, really? Please. He's so handsome.
I'd like to imagine Jimmy Stewart as the professor.
Okay.
It'd be the same. Look at us. Look at what they made you give. Do you still get the headaches? Maybe
Imagine
it's something
him
about
being,
driving at night.
Him being woken up from his sleeper agent slumber. Yes.
It's my impression of Jimmy Stewart having an orgasm.
I hated it, but thank you so much.
On a scale of 1 to 5 sensual hair washings, what do you give it?
Oh, 3.5. It was pretty middle ground, but I enjoyed myself.
Okay. I give it a 4.
It was, I think, a 4.
Yeah.
That's very cishet white man of you.
Okay, I'm going to jump off my roof.
Why a 4?
It's good. It's good. I enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I did before.
You rated it pretty high still.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
It's a good movie. I mean, like, anything that's going to change the entire way that they do, like, spy movies.
Action movies
especially
and
in one
spy
of the
movies?
Yeah.
For
One
10
of the
years.
biggest franchises in the world, if not the biggest spy franchise in the world. And it altered that. That's pretty freaking impressive.
It is. So good job, Jason Bourne. And good job, Matt Damon.
Period. Slay,
Anna's
Matt.
unproblematic fave.
Oh, he's probably so happy to hear that. He's like,
He's
thank God.
definitely listening.
He is. It's not like he has a hot wife and kids to take care of.
Anyway, that's it for this week's episode of In Conclusion, everyone. If you want to find us, we're on Facebook and Twitter at And In Conclusion, on Instagram at In Conclusion Podcast. If you're Matt Damon's hot wife, find us on Instagram. DM us.
Say hi.
Say hi to Matt for
She's
us.
hot. Look her up. Like, she's hot.
I'm not going to do that. I'll just take your word for it.
Okay, I'm just saying they're a very attractive couple.
If you want to find me, I'm on social media, on Twitter at DanO'Keefe86 and on TikTok at NotDanO'Keefe. Anna, where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram at OptimusPrime818, or you can find me on Twitter at AutobotsRollOut, capital O for Auto, capital B for Bots, capital R for Roll, and the O in Roll, and the O in Out are zeros. And you can follow my dog at JesterThePup1017. Still trying to get her a brand deal, just like I am every single day.
Oh, of course. What are you doing if you're not trying to get your pet a brand deal?
Literally, she needs to start paying some bills, okay? Bones are expensive. Pet insurance is expensive. The food that I have to put on her calming mats when I go to brush her hair, also expensive. But I do go hit the sample racks up. Gage told me I had to stop because I've taken so many samples of dog food. We currently have 6 cups worth of treats.
Oh my god.
It's a lot. Trust me,
Also-
man, it's a lot.
We have a Patreon if you want to help Anna pay for her dog treats.
Oh,
Patreon.com/In
God.
Conclusion.
I love my dog, okay? I just love my dog.
We will be back next week with the Bourne Supremacy. In the meantime, everybody stay safe and have fun. Bye-bye.
Bye. I hope I have another scene to thirst over next week. Dan, your theater kid energy is really coming through right now.
A Creative Land podcast.